This is wildlife biologist Eric Orff with my New Hampshire Fish and Wildlife YouTube channel. Here we are moving into late December, and don't I have some information today about how wonderful this year 2020 was for our New Hampshire hunters and some non-hunters as well. Look at the records that were set this year by New Hampshire hunters, and we'll start with the spring turkey season. 5,719, a record spring take, followed by 520 so far this fall. The fall archery turkey season doesn't stop until tomorrow, December 15th, but it's probably not going to change a whole lot from 520. Still a record number for a total for the year so far of 6,239. And we can go to the bear season, which ended, and we took a record number, hunters took a record number of 1,183 bears this year. A record take for sure, by far, compared to 1,053 set 2 years ago. The deer take is near record. Here's from a couple weeks back, 12,275. The record is over 14,000, and there certainly will be some more bear registration slips come in when the season is finalized, so that'll go up some. I'm not sure it'll set a record, but it's certainly near record for 2020. Now let's look at the non-game. This is amazing. Out at the Isles of Shoals, there were over 3,000 nesting terns, common terns, plus some roseate and Arctic terns, rare terns, out at the Isles of Shoals, up from 0 30 years ago to 3,000 pairs today. There was a record number of bald eagles pairs in New Hampshire this year that were counted. 75 pairs of bald eagles are now residing in New Hampshire, and there were 50-something bald eagle nests that were successful. Down on the coast, again, a record number of 12 pairs of piping plovers, another federally threatened species, and they began nesting about 25 years ago down at Hampton and Seabrook beaches, and this year we had a record 12 pairs. And finally, Peregrine falcons. Peregrine falcons, I just communicated this morning with Chris Martin over at New Hampshire Audubon for some numbers here, and in fact I took out the near because it is a record. There were 24 nests of peregrine falcons in this New Hampshire this year, the same as last year, but nevertheless a record, which I have to think back some years, back to the spring of 1981. I had been working with a wildlife biologist from the U.S. Forest Service, the White Mountain folks, White Mountain National Forest folks. Well, John Lanier was their biologist on the ground, and I'd worked with John on walking into some of the proposed timber cuts, and we looked at trees, particularly beech trees that had been climbed regularly by bears, and we would make sure those were not cut because those were the most productive trees at producing beech nuts for the bears. So I'd worked with John Lanier for several years, and one spring, 81, he invited me, so why don't you come up today and spend some time with me? So up, and we met in Franconia Notch, and to their east side. And he said, well, we got some climbing to do. So we hiked the way to the morning and went up and came out on an open ledge. I think he called it Eagle Cliff. And who was there to meet us but a peregrine falcon challenging us? And for John, thank you, John, that meant to John that there was the very first successful nesting of peregrine falcons in New Hampshire that were brought back by the U.S. Forest Service and the White Mountains folks, and of course New Hampshire Audubon and New Hampshire Fish and Game, I'm sure, played some part at the time, but it was so long ago I can't remember exactly what those parts were, but they were all part of it. But John carried the water on that one, bringing back peregrine falcons to New Hampshire long time ago, and now we have a record 24 pairs of peregrine falcons in New Hampshire. And hey, don't forget to click on my website, nhfishandwildlife.com. Hit the like and subscribe button to the YouTube channel. And look, the wind just came up. Anyways, you'll find I've been doing a weekly blog there. about called New Hampshire Nature Notes. For 20 years now, almost 20 years, I've been doing a weekly blog, New Hampshire Nature Notes. You might want to check some of those out and look back at some of the years too. It's been an exciting time to be a wildlife biologist in New Hampshire, and it continues. So awesome year for New Hampshire hunters and non-hunters here in New Hampshire. 2020, yeah, let's make it a good year. Thank you, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you.